All right, the big question here, the final episode of 2024. So, the big question of the day: how will soccer in 2024 be remembered, and what were your favorite things?
Yeah, how will it be remembered? I think we would be remiss as Americans. I don't think it's a fond mem. Okay, there's you have to have bad before you can have good sometimes, right? You have to tear things down before you can rebuild. Is that how we want to look at this, Robert?
Yeah,
Is
that's
that a
fair.
right way? All
Yeah.
right, so for the United States men's national team, we had to suffer through a bad Copa America,
Mhm.
one in which the United States failed to get out of the group, one in which Tim Weah's red card upended everything to get to Mauricio Pochettino, right? So I think on your list you had Mauricio Pochettino takes over the U.S. men's national team as one of your favorite things, but that doesn't happen without Tim Weah, right? I know the running joke among some U.S. men's national team fans, the very online version of those fans, is thank you, Tim Weah. Tim Weah did us a favor by getting that red card because it ultimately led to the loss and to the ouster from Copa America that created this situation where Berhalter gets fired. And if Berhalter doesn't get fired, Robert, chaos theory, dominoes falling, there's no Mauricio Pochettino.
That's funny. Actually, this is a little bit of a tangent, but it's a win-win whenever I watch the men's national team because if they're succeeding, I'm happy for their success. But also, if they're under duress, it might force change and make the team kind of double up and have to try harder and be under stress. Because there was a while there where it felt like, the men's national team was kind of cruising and they were all right with some moderate success, but the urgency and the hunger for more is stronger. And so when there is a failing or a setback, the pressure and the will to do more kind of comes to the forefront. And you saw that with this summer. The maybe in years gone by that it wouldn't have seemed like such a failure, but with the added interest and the perceived higher talent level, the shortcomings in the Copa America were punished, and we were maybe rewarded with the best coach to come. We'll see.
Yeah, that's we shall see. Again, I think for U.S. men's national team fans, this was a big change, represented a significant step forward. Even if Pochettino doesn't bring glory, and we still have, we're working towards 2026. There is this sense that it changed the mentality of what's possible from the federation, and obviously there are lots of fans who are saying this was always possible. You should have listened to us. So maybe there's the value in fan voice kind of kicking up and creating something. I've got a couple of comments here. Nate says the red card against Panama is a core memory, calls it a core memory. And
That's
then the
brutal. That's a brutal core memory.
yeah, Serge Spaz Orama versus Trinidad for the entertainment value. That's what I kind of forgot about. Sergino Dest going bonkers against Trinidad and Tobago and getting himself sent off, and yeah, that also was not a good mark on Berhalter's ledger, right? It felt like something that fell as much as it was about Dest just being, nuts in that moment. It also was like, Greg, what's going on with your team? Why is Sergio Dest throwing balls
Where's
around?
the discipline? And didn't
Where's
he
the
come right back
discipline?
in the team?
Come on, Greg. Let's go. Yeah, he was suspended and then got injured, so I'm not sure we've seen him since then.
But yeah, it wasn't. Wouldn't say that a hallmark of a well coached team, a player doing that and kind of leaving his team in the lurch. Another highlight of 2024: Emma Hayes joining the women's national team and getting straight to business and winning gold medal at the Olympics.
Yeah, look, she's a very good coach. I think what she knows how to do is win soccer matches. I don't think there was anything fundamental that changed with the U.S. women's national team from the pre-Emma era to the gold medal in France. But, she got the job done. You pay coaches to win trophies, in this case, medals, and she did the job. And she is sort of refreshing in her directness about who she is and what she does, which I appreciate.
It was very refreshing because the previous coaches wouldn't say it. Andonovsky and then the predecessors maybe not as direct or blunt about the team and how their outlook on soccer in general. Definitely, there was more. I'd say there's more press conferences from the heart that had meaningful impact from Emma Hayes in the few months of her in charge than we ever saw from any previous managers, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean that's always again. I want to be careful about recency bias. I mean, the Pia Sundhage era had some of those elements too. I mean, but again, at the end of the day, we went through a World Cup that was a terrible one by U.S. standards,
Yeah.
and we found a coach who took them to a title win. I mean, again, does that mean anything for 2027? Not necessarily. We don't know. Talent wise, it seems like there's still enough there. She's one of the highlights of the last couple of months has been Hal Hirschfeld stepping up in midfield for the U.S. women. I mean, we could talk about the end of a incredible goalkeeping career, by the way, because that is an issue that Emma now has to deal with for 2025 because Alyssa Nair has decided to hang them up. So, there are some things here, but it's good that they won gold. That's undeniable.
Another highlight of 2024, the fight for new competitions and kind of the battle to take over, I don't know, money and competitions. I mean, we saw a reformation of the Leagues Cup, the Open Cup change, the Club World Cup is coming to the fore, CONCACAF Champions League is being reworked, and then now just most recently the proposal of a new Super League.
I mean, that Super League thing, which we tried to break down the best we could. What is it called? The Unify League?
The Unify League.
Yeah, forget that. Throw that in the garbage. Maybe it'll come back around. Maybe we'll have to deal with it later. But for the moment, it's not something that I think really matters. Some of the other stuff does. Obviously, the way that MLS handled the U.S. Open Cup with the Leagues Cup, which we now know the Leagues Cup is on life support and certainly won't be the same format for 2025 that it was for 2024 and the year before that. So, man, there's a lot of moving parts here when it comes to the league stuff. And 2025 should be even more fascinating in that regard.
It's funny. We actually maybe forgot about this a little bit. It speaks to the degree of how busy this World Soccer is. The European Championships happened.
Oh, did they happen? Did the European Championship happen?
The European Championships
Wow.
Happened, and Spain won.
Spain, España won the title. I mean, yeah, this was an interesting European Championship because I think there wasn't a clear favorite, right? England got a lot of love. They had been to finals. They'd gotten close. France obviously always has the talent. Germany felt like it was maybe too early for them in their sort of, reconfiguration. I mean, they were the home team, so that was a part of the story for them. I mean, there wasn't any nation where you were like, yeah, they're on paper, they're the favorite. But Spain was kind of solid all the way through, right? I don't think there was anybody that okay, Alvaro Morata, and look, this was the coming out party of Lamine Yamal on the international stage, right? Was he ready to become a central part of a winning campaign at the European Championship for Spain? We got the answer. Answer was yes, right? And again, they had solid pieces all the way through. Some of those areas of the field were not flashy, but and obviously they had Rodri, who on the back of the European Championship and what he had done with City won the Ballon d'Or. But I think my favorite part of Spain winning the European Championship, Robert, was Marc Cucurella, everybody's favorite big-haired left back for Chelsea in Spain.
That's air quotes favorite.
Having fun at the post-tournament celebration in Spain. I have a clip I'm going to share. This is Marc Cucurella on stage after the Euros when they were celebrating their victory. Oh, that's the end of it. We'll try it again. Here we go. Start it.
Jala tiembla, que viene Cucurella. Jala tiembla, toma una galleta.
Oh man, so good.
A very sober moment there for the rising Spanish superstar.
Yeah. I like it when players sing their own songs and do the hand signals too. He was like drinking the Estrella, which is one of the beers, the most popular beers in Spain. Estrella, like that. Come on, now how good is that? Marc Cucurella bouncing around on stage after Spain won the Euro. That's my favorite thing from 2024.
I gotta say, personally, I got two personal favorites of 2024. I gotta say, Liverpool turning the page a huge, obviously change of the guard. Jurgen Klopp reinvented Liverpool and brought them back to the top of the game in England and in Europe. And he, turned it over to Arne Slot, who outside of his homeland, maybe not the biggest known commodity. And there was big question marks. Are Liverpool going to slide like Arsenal did after Arsene Wenger left, or Man U after Alex Ferguson? And after one half of a season, it seemed like Liverpool has gone from strength to strength, which tops my list for 2024, especially if they go on to win. That will, be a no doubter for the highlight of 2024. And then personally, Oakland County FC, my local side here in Metro Detroit. When we talk often about all the teams, especially at the amateur level and in American soccer, that go away, when the ownership, falls on hard times or can't sustain it, lose interest, they fade to go away. But Oakland County FC, my local team that I'm involved with, has recently been purchased and is being taken over by a local entrepreneur that from, early signs is, going to take what was already there and just grow it and improvement. So that was my big thing of 2024 as well.
That's great stuff. Love the local stories, especially on a day when we got to know a different part of Michigan with Grand Rapids and get to know your district with Michael. That's good stuff, Rob.
In 2025, I am looking forward to your journey, Jason, of adapting a local side of your own. Was it Dream FC you might be taking a look at?
Virginia Dream is in the running. That is a local amateur side just down the road from where I am. There are a couple of options. If you go, especially, I think the UPSL is very big in Northern Virginia. So I have several very close. Maybe I need to attend several games, see if I can get wined and dined a little bit. Maybe there's to be a recruitment process for Jason Davis to adopt one of these amateur clubs in Northern Virginia. So if you're watching this and you have some connection to one of those teams, let me know. Set me up. Let's go. We'll do that in 2025.
We're running a little bit long, but I do want to look at some of the comments. Jeff Carlson bringing up another kind of local soccer note that we didn't already list. His highlight of 2024, seeing Sasha Kleshin, Roger Espinoza, and others play in the Open Cup for Union Omaha, which definitely was a fun note of 2024. And Des Moines Menace.
They played for you said Des Moines Menace in Omaha. Is that what you said? That's who brought it. So Jeff said he made a mistake.
Jeff threw me off there.
Okay. Yeah, he made a mistake and said Union Omaha, but he saw Des Moines Menace with Sasha and friends play in Omaha. Thank you, Jeff. So there you go.
Do you have any more 2024 moments? Because the next time we are together here on Morning Kick Around, the calendar will read a different number.
No, let's see. I mean, I do think from a personal perspective, it was an interesting year for my son Tiago, who turns 4 next month. He'll turn 4 in late January. So he was essentially 3 years old in 2024. And this is when he started to really appreciate that Papa cares a lot about soccer, and that there will always be soccer on the television, and that he's trying to understand what's happening, right? He's trying to understand different positions. He's always asking me questions about who different people are on the TV that he's watching. He always asks me who my team is. Sometimes I have to tell him neither of these teams are my teams. And then he'll tell me, well, my team is the blue team, Papa. And I say, okay, that's your team. If you want to be the blue team for now, but you can't be a Chelsea fan for life. That's the only thing I tell him after he picks the blue team. You can't. No, I'm kidding. I don't know what's going to happen with that. But I think it was fun as a dad to have a very soccer interested little boy who's only going to grow more into that next year. And I think 2025 is the year we go out to our first soccer match. I won't say professional. Maybe I take him to one of those amateur teams in Northern Virginia. We watch some guys run around, and before I take him to a big soccer event.
And how could we forget probably one of the most monumental things of 2024, the creation of this program.
Oh, that's right.
Morning Kick Around.
Yes.
The foundational year, and only going to grow in 2025. Before the calendar switches, you got to hit subscribe. Morning Kick Around, trying to hit that 500 mark before the calendar changes. And new things to come, we're going to add a podcast offering when the calendar changes, and then hopefully grow onward and upward from there.
Absolutely. Let's do all those things. If you want to
All
be
right.
part, by the way, if you want to be part of the show in some way, if you've got, so we had Michael to talk about Grand Rapids. I know there's a couple people who are trying to get back to in early 2025 for Get to Know Your District, but this is a big part of the show for Robert and I, that we want to tell these local stories. And you saw how passionately Michael talked about Grand Rapids and about the Soccer Rebellion and about soccer coming to Grand Rapids in the form of an MLS Next Pro team. We want to do that for as many cities, towns, areas in the United States as we possibly can, because there are so many people like Michael out there who are doing things or part of something, or supporters groups, whatever it is. So reach out, morningkickaround@gmail.com. And you said subscribe. Yes, please do that. Subscribe, like the video, subscribe. If you can't watch the entire show, we do usually clip up the segments, so you can go to the YouTube channel, Morning Kick Around. Kick Around is one word, but Morning Kick Around, and find us. But tell somebody. Just tell somebody about Morning Kick Around, because that's how people are going to find out that we exist. And we've set the foundation. Now it's time to build this venue of Morning Kick Around, Robert.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Jason. Thank you, and thank you for taking this journey with me. Thank you for everyone who's watching. See you next year, and until then, enjoy your soccer.